Luchien, welcome to the first ever episode of All Stuff Film Podcast.
Wow, the first one.
First one, very first one.
I feel honored.
It's an honor to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're discussing black cinema.
Black cinema. There's a lot to digest. Black cinema is a big topic. Sure topic. Where do we start with black cinema?
First movie that made some kind of an impact on you, maybe as a child.
I would probably like the first black film that I saw as a child was probably Coming to America, Eddie Murphy. I think like before then, black cinema didn't really have a face. Maybe like Wesley Snipes, but as a star, like a universal star. Eddie Murphy was well known for his comedy, obviously, at the time, and moving into film. And so it created this hype around it. And Coming to America, I think I was probably too young to watch Coming to America at the time. But it was one of the films, still is classic.
Yeah.
And that's probably the earliest recollection I have of a black film that sticks out to me. Since then, obviously, it's grown, it's much bigger, it's more mainstream.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You could argue that black cinema is no longer like a niche thing, perhaps.
No.
But yeah, I think that film was probably the start for me of black cinema. Black film has arrived.
Okay. Similarly, in my case, it's still Eddie Murphy, but I think 48 Hours was the movie that I saw, and keeping in mind that I was born and raised in post-communist Romania, so we didn't have any black people around. So yeah, but it was weird because I never saw, like, you know, it was just a movie with, you know, charismatic stars, with dirty language, which I loved. I started to understand English. We have subtitles, so I could actually hear the language. There wasn't any dubbing done whatsoever in Romania, and there was the slang and the terminology, and you know, the body comedy genre was, you know, in the beginning. And 48 Hours and another 48 Hours, those were, you know, amazing movies. And again, I was way too young to watch that shit. I mean, it's probably, I'd say, what, 7, 8-ish. I remember I used to stay up late at night to watch American movies. And yeah, Eddie Murphy was the shit. Yeah. I think back in the day, he just came off Raw, stand-up, and that's some nasty shit, man. Yeah, some very, you know, raw fucking comedy. Comedy is way too safe, I think, nowadays. But back then, yeah, that was really, really something. Eddie Murphy, yeah, damn.
And then after Eddie, as I said, we talked about Wesley Snipes.
I think he was in the 90s when he became
bigger. Yeah.
Bigger. In the 80s, he did the Michael Jackson music video, which was actually directed by Martin Scorsese. Bad. So yeah, he's one of the students there, and then so that's his first proper gig. Wesley Snipes,
New Jack City.
Oh God, yeah.
That was like, again, another classic.
New Jack City. Yeah, it was really good.
And
before he went into the action stuff.
And then obviously he did. What's the one with Sylvester Stallone?
Demolition Man. Oh, he was so over the top with his blonde hair.
One green, one blue eye.
Yeah. It was so good. I mean, he stole the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
He started beating on Stallone with a fucking television or something.
It's like, look, you're on TV. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And it was like that kind of charismatic side. Like, it was part of action. You know, you always had that kind of the slapstick kind of the punchlines that you had, and he brought that out from, you know, like a black perspective, like with the black sense of humor when it came to those things. And yeah, and then he became like the black action hero with Blade.
Yeah, I mean, Blade pushed him, I think, into mainstream, but he had some really cool dramas. I think, you know, privately we chatted about Mo Better Blues.
Yes, yes.
That's a very, you know, low-key drama. He had a movie called One Night Stand, which features one of the first interracial relationships on screen, and you have a junkie, Robert Downey Jr. there, and you had, I think, Natasha Henstridge, that beautiful blonde chick from the 90s. Yeah. Yeah,
no, he's done a lot of like, he's not just action, but yeah, definitely. There's another one where he talks about when he's in the film in Brooklyn where he buys brownstones.
Is it, wait, is it Jungle Fever?
No. You got my phone?
Yeah, I think we can bring your phone over.
That's gonna bug me.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
I just thought Wesley.
So what's your opinion on Blade?
I mean, honestly, Blade was fucking amazing. You had two key ingredients. You had a very, not necessarily, you know, typical hero, because he was a vampire and he was born in a place of pain. You know, his mother almost dies giving birth. She was just beaten by a vampire. Then you have Steven Dorff, who's doing a really cool villain, because you need a cool villain to have, you know, anything. It was actually the movie that launched Marvel. There was no fucking Marvel before Blade. Blade was the first superhero Marvel stuff. It was done with New Line Cinema. But yeah, it put Marvel on the map. Everything else before that was shit.
Disappearing Acts.
Oh shit! I love that movie. That's a TV movie where he plays a construction worker, and he, the chick is a singer, and then they have a child, and then he drinks, and then.
I can't remember all that. I just remember. Yes, you're right. He's a construction worker. He doesn't have his high school education.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that film for me was very, very. It was an emotional film. I found it very like, as you say, Wesley Snipes action movies, blah 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 blah. But he's also done the other side of stuff as well, which a lot of people obviously don't know about. But
yeah, because these movies didn't get a proper theatrical distribution and shit, so they're quite niche movies. But yeah, I mean, dramatic acting wise, he is really good, and I feel bad because of after all the scandals with the IRS and shit. Then he went into a B movie. Fucking, I don't know. He's done like 5 movies a year, like C movies in Bulgarian, just shitty generic action movies, and it's such a shame because he has that charisma that it's
it's a shame that happens sometimes. That's life, but it doesn't take away from the great work that he did in the past, and he still is one of the best, for me, actors to say, pave the way for all the actors that we have today. So certainly you got to give Wesley Snipes his props.
I think he's the kind of the unsung hero of black actors, because you had Denzel, who's obviously fucking amazing, but he kind of stole the spotlight, and and then you had Wesley, who's constantly been doing good work, and he has no fucking awards, or maybe he has a blockbuster award or whatever, but no
like accolades.
Yeah, exactly.
For his work.
I still hope that he's gonna get a proper comeback. I don't know, some very low key drama where he can properly use his chops.
He was in the sequel to Coming to America.
They just had to. To do it. Yeah, we couldn't have touched that movie. It was such a good movie, and you had like all these interesting side characters. Director Eric Lasser from ER, he had a role there with his curly hair. It's like, what the fuck, I know that guy. I know that guy. Golden Child.
Golden Child. Brother Numsi. Is that Golden Child?
I think so. Yeah. They go to the temple and they do the scrolling of the. They have monster and shit.
That's the one with the animated knife as well, isn't it? Like the. Am I getting confused with another film? I might be getting confused with another film that's kind of goes to a Nepalese temple. And,
no, that's the one. He goes to a Nepalese temple and there is magic scrolls that you have to kind of move around in circles, and only then you're allowed to speak.
Yes.
So Eddie Murphy goes in and so, then he's giving the monologue. It's like, what the fuck?
No, God and Child. And they give him the blood porridge, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff in that movie.
Yeah. That was good.
But he's done a lot of good stuff, Eddie Murphy, and Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah, like their catalogue is huge.
But even with Eddie, he was on the top of the world at some point, and then he did Naughty Professor, and then some weird movies, and then
Norbit.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, there's Norbit. There was also the one he did with Steve Martin. What's it called now?
Steve Martin.
Yeah, he did one with Steve Martin. Is it Purple? Not Purple Rain. That's a Prince song.
Oh, Bowfinger, man. Bowfinger. Oh god, yeah.
And I think the film in Bowfinger that was shoot was called Purple Drops.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Some movies have a purpose, and some movies are just brain farts, and I'm like, what the fuck. And even though they're doing the best, and they don't really work. And I think with comedy, sometimes you can very easily overdo things. Yeah, just weird.
Yeah. And I think with Nutty Professor, Eddie kind of broke the mold with doing like multiple characters and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And I think it became his bit, where like he did that, then he did Norbit, where he did the same sort of thing. In it kind of the charm got lost in it, and maybe the story wasn't great and the script wasn't great and all those sorts of things. But he was trying to show like was his thing.
So it seemed like it was more like a showcase of his acting ability, more than a movie and a story.
Yeah, more than this is what I can do. Like I'm trying to get just like product and stuff, produce work, get work out there, still be relevant. Almost. That's the way I take some. Sometimes it's like that. It's just like I just want to be out there because I don't want to lose my buzz or whatever. And Eddie disappeared off the scene for a while. I know obviously his brother died, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
His brother died. That was recently though. It feels like recently.
Yeah, it's kind of hard with all the COVID shit. Was it now? Was it before COVID? Yeah, just weird.
But then he had some of these Netflix movies that came out recently. I think it was called Tower Heist.
I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah.
With
Adam Sandler, is it, or
no, not Adam Sandler. It's the guy from Meet the Fuckers.
Ben Stiller. Yeah, Ben Stiller.
It's Ben Stiller, and the lady who plays Precious, like big black lady.
Queen Latifah.
No. Not Queen Latifah.
No, yeah.
No, but anyway, in Precious, if you know about, that's another good black movie.
Yeah.
If you get an opportunity, Mariah Carey's in that actually. It's called Precious.
Mariah Carey. Oh.
Watch it.
Okay.
Watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
So we did Eddie Murphy, we did on Wesley Snipes. Okay, let's.
You want to go to Denzel?
I kind of feel like it's a given though.
Like he's the shit, man. He's the GOAT.
He is obviously, but he gets talked about to death, doesn't he? Like when anybody thinks of black cinema, black actors, they think of Denzel, right?
Yeah.
They think. Do you know who we don't talk about enough of?
Who?
Forrest Whitaker.
The Last King of Scotland. Yeah, it was really good. I've seen, the first movie I've seen Forrest Whitaker in is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie in fucking Bloodsport.
Yes.
There's one of the two cops chasing him through Bangkok's roads, and it's like a comedic role. And I'm like, this dude, man, I know him. Yeah, man, that's him, a very young one.
For Forrest Whitaker, I have not seen him play a bad role in any of his movies.
I don't think he can. It's just like he wakes up and I'm just an amazing fucking actor.
And that's the thing. I mean, because he doesn't have the look
Yeah,
That's it.
He doesn't have the leading man chiseled, you know.
Doesn't have the look.
Yeah.
But
he's a character actor, though.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough props.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can name a couple of movies that he's been in, but he's never the actor.
No, he's never
except for The Last King of Scotland. Where he's the lead. There's not many movies where he's the lead.
Panic Room.
Yes,
Plays a brilliant role in Panic Room.
The Judy Foster one. Yeah. That's a good one.
I'm trying to think of some others that he's been in. There's loads. He was even in Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I stopped watching Star Wars though.
Oh yeah.
Too much content.
100% gets a bit too much. You know, Disney got to make their money. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some other unsung heroes.
He's not that unsung, but Jamie Foxx, man.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx is probably one of the most talented people on this planet.
Fucking hell, yeah.
He can act. He can sing. He can play piano. He's a comedian. Like one of the most talented. People.
He's done crazy diversified work, and I've seen him freestyle rap shit, and then I've seen interview people. So he's on all the mediums. He's constantly a presence. He was in Ali. He had a role there.
As a trainer, as a coach, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was the drunken black Jewish friend. He was bold.
Yes, he was. But I thought he was either the coach or the manager. I can't remember.
Yes, so he's in the entourage of Ali, and he fucks up.
Yeah.
He sells his belt to get booze and drugs and women. Yeah, that makes sense.
Who doesn't?
It's just a belt, man. Fuck.
But Jamie Foxx, 100%.
Did you hear that he had a stroke this year?
Yeah, no. So I heard he's recovering, which is good.
Yeah,
which is good. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, I really hope that dude's gonna be okay, because he did Ray, and he's done a couple of action movies lately. He did a Netflix thing with vampires, which is really entertaining.
I haven't seen it. It looked too kind of it didn't
corny.
It looked corny.
Yeah, it is a bit corny, but it's really good.
Okay.
So it's the good corny.
Yeah.
Because if it's a Netflix thing and it doesn't work, I just stop it. Fuck it. I paid money for it. But that one was really good. It was corny, but the good corny. You know.
Definitely. Do you know one of the things that also, obviously, black cinema. We talk about like a lot of like the American actors in black cinema. I think also UK people from the UK are now kind of taking that and running with it more so now.
You're thinking Idris Elba?
Well, yeah, obviously Idris is a star in and then John Boyega.
Yeah.
Also
Star Wars dude.
Then there's the other young guy. Oh, there's Daniel Kaluuya, who won the Oscar.
Yeah.
For Black Jesus. No. Black Judas.
Black Judas. Yeah.
Black Judas and the Messiah.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the title.
There's Black Judas and the Messiah.
Yeah. I've heard rumors how Black American actors and actresses feel kind of snubbed, because it seems as though black UK actors and actresses are preferred for some reason.
But there's always someone who feels like they're snubbed. It's just the name of the game. There's always gonna be someone like, oh, okay, I should have gotten that role, or.
Especially when you've got, British people doing American parts. It's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, Americans can't do the British accent. I think that's the only reason why it doesn't happen the other way around. Because if they could, they fucking would. I mean, there's that dog-eat-dog kind of mentality. I think everybody says that. Yeah, it's it's very collaborative. It is, but everybody wants to get paid. Today, so it's
some people have egos and some people want to be the star too.
Yeah, and I get it. It's pretty human. We're flawed and shit.
Definitely. Obviously, Will Smith.
Oh yeah. Big money!
I'm going to be very controversial and say his acting skills have progressed and developed a lot, because I mean, everybody knows Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And everybody knows it wasn't really he was just being himself on that show.
Yeah, I mean, the character's called Willie.
Yeah, Will. Yeah. So it's just him being himself, and
he's from Philly.
It was just him being himself essentially on that show. And I think for me, when I actually took Will Smith seriously as a actor, was probably Ali. I think he did a great job of portraying Muhammad Ali. Got his mannerisms spot on. From what I saw from the footage I saw of Ali from like interviews and things like that, he did very well. He did get nominated, as you told me before, for an Oscar for that role.
Yeah.
I don't know who was up against that year, but
I think it's 2000, something like that. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good movies, and yeah.
So that.
Oh wait, maybe it was Denzel. I think it was Training Day.
No, I don't think that was the same day. Let's.
I'm pretty sure Denzel took the Oscar for.
Yeah, no, Denzel took the Oscar for Training Day.
But I think it was. I think they both were nominated at the same time.
Let's go to refer to Google again.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, check it. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good movie, and I know I'm literally going through his autobiography, Will's, and he did not want to take on the role.
Really?
He said, "No fucking way! I don't want to touch that. It's Ali. I'm not crazy. I'm not feeling it. It's too much pressure." And Michael Mann called him. He said, "Look, I don't want to come over. You are gonna pitch me the movie for an hour," and I say no. At this point, he was really big. After Man in Black, Bad Boys, what else? Independence Day, and fucking Muhammad Ali called him on the phone.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
picked up the phone and said, "What the fuck? Come over. We're gonna have a chat." I said, "Fucking hell!" So how can you say no to Muhammad Ali?
Exactly.
And yeah, he convinced him. Yeah, he convinced him to do the role.
That is, I think, if the person gives you the sort of go ahead, the blessing to act, then you have to.
Yeah, I mean, I was fucking.
Yeah, you have to. You can't say no after somebody says to you, "Look, I want you to play me." It's like, well, he wants me to play you.
Yeah, it's like fuck.
And he did a stupendous job.
Yeah.
So, answer your question. Training Day. Denzel won Best Actor for Training Day in 2002.
Okay.
Get my words out. And so. Ali,
I don't know. That's how. Maybe it's different year. Could be a different year.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
you are correct.
Okay.
See, that's why you're the person who does these podcasts and has the knowledge. Because,
I mean,
2002.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's difficult to call because I fucking love Training Day, and Denzel's fucking amazing in that movie. So it's really difficult to compare. I just wish they made the movies, released them in different years.
Yeah.
Because they both deserved Oscars. So someone had to get it, and I think because Denzel, even though he had an Oscar,
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did, but not as a.
Not
the main. Yeah.
Okay. What did he?
He got it for Glory, and he was a supportive character in that one. So that was in the 90s about the American Civil War and. Black soldiers' contribution to that war. So yeah, I mean, he had a bigger pedigree in Hollywood. I think that's one of the reasons.
And he still does. In my opinion, as I said, black actors, that he's number one really in my eyes.
Yeah, it's weird because Denzel has this thing where he's kind of always Denzel, but I would watch him, reading a newspaper. It doesn't matter. He's that charismatic, He's just I don't know, whatever. Read the Bible, the law book. He's got the voice. He's got the charisma, and there's a gravitas. I mean, the one thing I would say, I wish he did a bit more comedy because Denzel can do comedy.
Funny,
But he's like always going for these serious roles. He's doing the Leonardo DiCaprio kind of career. Like, I'm just gonna play these really heavy, emotional characters. He's really good at it. I mean,
how many times has Act 1 Best Actor in a Comedy Role?
Good point. Not many.
Yeah.
Not many. Yeah.
If at all.
But yeah, I mean, once you have the Oscar and you have the fucking money, and you know, Denzel took 20 million per movie, regardless of if the movie was ever made. So just for booking Denzel in the late 90s, 20 million. At some point for a movie, I recall reading that he was paid twice 20 million because they booked him for 3 months, and then something happened, the movie didn't get made. They said, oh yeah, no problem, I still want to do it. Another 20 million, and they paid him another fucking 20 million. So he got paid 20 million to just sit around, chillax. Huh? You booked me, you know, I spend time with the family, whatever, I just get paid 20 fucking million. This is in the 90s when 20 million
was
a shitload, man.
Well, it still is, but...
Yeah. First movie I saw Denzel in was Mighty Queen. It's a 1991 movie. It's a kind of an action. He's a cop in the Caribbeans, and there's some drugs there, and there's fake 10 grand notes, there's fake money. So it was a really easy to watch kind of thriller. But then he did Glory, for which he won the Oscar, and he plays a slave, and slaves were obligated to go to war for the Confederates. Or no?
No, it might have been both sides, to be fair.
Yeah.
So no, I think what happened was, this is my history lessons, I might be wrong. So obviously Confederates as slaves, they would fight because they were forced to. So with the
other ones,
the other side, what happened was if you fought, you actually got your freedom.
Oh yeah, he was in that team. Yeah. So he's fighting for freedom, but he doesn't even, you know, they didn't give him proper boots, and they were still whiplashed if they didn't obey. You know, and Morgan Freeman is in it.
Oh,
in the same movie. Yeah.
Okay.
And Matthew Broderick. Ferris fucking Bueller was
that movie is still classic. Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, so he was one of the captains.
Yeah.
And you have that light-hearted comedy actor, and you have Denzel and fucking Morgan Freeman. The same movie. That movie.
I'll tell you a movie that's a comedy that Denzel's in, and he plays like a semi-funny part. It's like an action comedy.
I think I know the one with the heart surgery.
No, that's that's the one where he robs a bank because his son.
No, that's different. There's Johnny Q.
Oh, that's Johnny Q. Yeah. And then there's another one, is there?
There's one where he plays. So there's this fat cop who has a heart attack and dies and gets Denzel's heart, but he keeps seeing him as a ghost.
Okay.
And he's just walking around, and then he used to be a lawyer and just making fun of his fat ass, and then people want to kill him, and he's like the ghost. Oh, there's someone around the wall. So there's this weird fucking.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Something with changing hearts or whatever.
Okay.
But before he got all serious.
So it's a recent one as well. It's with Mark Wahlberg. It's called Two Guns.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it more than I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but he was still the one with the gravitas, and Mark Wahlberg was being more.
Yeah.
We're together as a team. No, we're just working as a team. Fuck you, man.
No, that's you're right. I don't remember. So the first film I saw that was like, oh wow, like I actually appreciate Denzel Washington. There's one of two films. I can't remember which one I saw first. First one you'll know, which is called The Manchurian Candidate.
Yes, it's a remake, but it's good.
Yeah. The second one is a film called Antoine Fisher.
Yes.
Which I think is it.
It's Antoine Fisher.
No, it is for Antoine Fisher. I was going to say, is it a Disney movie, but it's not a Disney movie.
But I think actually he also directed it. I might be wrong, but I think he directed Antoine Fisher.
Antoine Fisher.
Yeah, I have to revisit that movie.
That's such a good film.
Yeah.
That's such a good film. There's another Disney film, which is American football one, where he's the coach.
Oh.
Remember the Titans?
Oh, yeah. Great fucking movie.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans. I remember that one. Yeah.
That was good.
The soundtrack is good. You have a very young Ryan Gosling, hippie dude.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's a good movie.
That's a good.
That's a really good movie.
That's a really good one. We could be here all day. Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. I think Book of Eli. It was good, but you don't need Denzel.
No.
The same way as you don't need Denzel for The Equalizer.
No.
Yeah, you can have someone else. I think he's underused in those movies. I was very surprised that he was against sequels in general, and then he did a sequel for The Equalizer. And it's kind of a Taken kind of.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say it reminds me of Taken, The Equalizer.
He had richer movies than that. He had Crimson Tide with Jane Hageman and The Submarine.
Yeah, that's good.
He had Fallen, that horror movie where he fights this demon. There's this demon who can go from one body to the other and possess people. And it's with John Goodman.
I think I've seen it. But
it's a very dark fucking movie. He's a detective trying to find what's with all the fucking dead people.
Yeah, I've seen it, but it was a very long time ago. Maybe I've only seen it once, but I know.
And the ending is good.
I remember that. I was young as well. I was like, fuck.
He finds a way to get the demon, to kill the demon, because they're isolated somewhere in the cold, and he's smoking a poisoned cigarette, and it's like,
I remember that. I remember the scenes of that film, but I can't remember it vividly. But that was a good film. Inside Man. Do you know what? I think it was alright. I didn't think it was great. Inside Man.
The twist was good.
But
the chemistry between him and Clive Owen and Judy Foster were good. It's a Spike Lee movie, so it's directed by Spike Lee. I like it. I mean,
we can't. We can't talk about black cinema without talking about Spike Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking Do the Right Thing. More Better Blues. As I said, that's my top 5 best movies. People say it's not his best work. I disagree. I think it's a beautiful fucking movie about music, about ego, about family, about dynamics, about being born and raised in the hood and trying to find any way of getting out of there.
Spike Lee also has always been about like the Black American culture and history, and he just propagating that out to the masses. Like it's for the masses, but it's still for black people as well. Like he's not tried to be like selling something. It's not to me. It's never been Hollywood.
Yeah, I agree.
None of his movies that he's directed has ever been like this is a Hollywood movie. It's been like
he didn't sell out.
Never.
No point. And he's actually a teacher now. So if you're studying, I think in New York, movie making, I think he's one of the teachers. He's teaching, so he's giving back to the community, because I'm sure he doesn't need to teach people for money. He's just doing it out of love for cinema.
And he loves his community. Like from day one, he was portraying what his community is and propagating that. And so you can't mention black cinema.
Spike Lee, respect, man. And I know, again, he kind of has that universal language, because I was probably in my late teens, white dude, living in Romania. I have no interaction with the black community, with the Bronx or any of that, and somehow it still spoke to me at a very young age. And it was just a very courageous piece of work. I remember there's a scene there where they actually show a baby coming out of a pussy. Never in the history of cinema have you seen like literally a baby just falls out. I found that fascinating that someone dared to go there to push the boundary of cinema in such a way.
And Spike always, I feel like he always does that in one shape or form. Whether it's like the subject matter, whether it's like, it's controversial subject matter, or there's some controversy in a scene. He always tries to push that boundary and make break the frontier of what you can and can't do in cinema.
But he also has like a social commentary that's attached somehow. This is the reality of the scene, and this is what it feels like from a black perspective. This is what it is. It's not everything just as simple as straightforward black and white. It's always some kind of an angle, different shades. I think that's the richness, the complexity of his work, that there's always lots of different shades. And the characters are always flawed. There's never just a good guy or just a bad. There's always versions.
Like he's done. She's got to have it. I don't know. It's probably not something that you watch, but it's based.
What does that mean? Something that you watch.
It's like based on so a black woman living in New York and her love life essentially.
Fuck, I want to watch it.
Yeah. Like, but it again, how can a man have a do so well at portraying like a woman's love story and I don't know whether I don't know the backstory behind that production, but it certainly feels like there was more feminine insight into it, or it came from like a woman, a director who's a woman.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, no, it's a Spike Lee joint.
Yes, I think some directors are really, really good. They have that sensitivity and they can see the world, how a woman would see it. Or maybe we don't know the backstory. Maybe he's, it's based slightly on his mom, sister, whatever. Could be. But yeah, it's just interesting.
It's just, again, showing the talent, I think, of where a person can do that, give a perspective that's not their own, and make it seem very authentic.
He's an original. I mean, yeah, as I said, he calls his movies a Spike Lee joint, for fuck's sake. It's not a movie by, a film by. It's a Spike Lee joint, bitches. That's the way it is. That's how I want to put it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'm sure he got a lot of backlash back then from the distributors, to put that on screen. And, should we?
Yeah, it's very black.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's like when you see that as a white person, you're probably thinking, this is not for me. Or what? People, or what does that even mean? Like, what is a Spike Lee joint?
Yeah.
It
makes sense. Yeah, to me, I'm like, fucking hell, it completely makes sense.
But to others, it wouldn't.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And I think maybe that's the point. If you don't get it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's not for you. But
I think from a white dude perspective, I think I get Spike Lee. I have huge respect for his work and his contribution. And yeah, I think he's an amazing fucking director. I want to see more. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that movie.
We haven't talked about actresses.
Actresses.
Two men here talking about Black Cinephile.
Yeah. We have to
talk about women.
So, who do you want to mention?
Who do I want to mention?
You want to go commercial road? Halle Berry?
No.
She's done some work.
So, get some raisins.
Yeah.
Halle Berry. What do I think about Halle Berry?
She's hot.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that's one.
Yeah, but that's obvious. What do I think about her acting? Well, she won an Oscar.
She did for the Monsters Ball. I've seen that movie.
I mean, all black guys will be like, she won that movie because
she's black.
Well, no, because is it Bob Thornton?
Billy Bob Thornton, yeah, and Heath Ledger.
That sex scene in it, like, I think that's like what rubs people up the wrong way about that film.
The sex scene, I found that sex scene weird.
Exactly.
It felt I don't know, weird, like, oh, make me feel good.
Yeah.
It's like, that was it kind of didn't move me. I think it was the way it was supposed to, or
it was like desperation, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, it didn't quite sit well with me.
Same. I don't know why.
And it doesn't sit quite well with a lot of people. And to say she got an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
I
don't think it was particularly.
No, but that's when everybody thinks of the film, they think that scene. She played a good role, but it's tainted. To me, it's tainted because of that. And that's my opinion. Like,
yeah, of course. This one we were just chatting, two dudes.
What else? Who would I say? Actresses. Like, you can talk about Viola Davis, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But again, like, she gets a lot. She's current, so let's not.
She's kind of a late bloomer Denzel.
Yeah, like Samuel kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but she's fucking good. She's good. Yeah.
Good. I'm trying to think back in a day, like who would I say? Oh, this person's in it.
Yeah, it's a good point because
Nia Long.
Yeah.
Nia Long,
but
like
she was there for a while and she kind of disappeared. I think from.
And she never really broke into like being a Hollywood superstar.
Yeah.
But like for black film, if it had Nia Long in it,
yeah,
you're like, oh, cool, it's got Nia Long in it. I'll watch it. Who else? You know, we talked about Vivica A. Fox. I
had a crush on her. So I saw Independence Day, obviously when it opened. I was 12. 12. You know, big movie, aliens, Will Smith beating the shit out of aliens, kicking them in the parachute and shit, and then you had that, you know, striptease scene, you know, and then she was so fucking hot. So fucking hot. And I was like, oh. And I was 12.
Yeah.
Again, but she didn't really.
No, she didn't break. Like, this is the thing. Like, nobody. When you think of black actresses, apart from Halle Berry, Viola Davis. I think I called her Nola Davis earlier on. Viola Davis. Like, you can't say, oh, who's a known, and probably the internet will tell me a whole list of rings in the comments later on.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm trying to think some else.
I mean, there's this actress that I'm kind of almost broke to mainstream. She did Alien versus Predator, and she did a movie with Denzel, Out of Time. And why does that ring a bell? She's really, really hot. She's really sensual, voluptuous.
Yeah. And I think that's generally what we tend like to see in movies with like black roles. It's either like the strong black woman figure, you know,
the big mama,
like gonna whoop your ass kind of thing, or it's the sexy black woman kind of thing.
Yeah.
You don't really get complex roles and complex lead roles. I mean, talk about The Color Purple.
Oprah. Oprah. Oh yeah. See, Oprah. Fuck, we have to. Yeah. Even though she's not an actress per se, she's fucking Oprah.
Fucking Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh shit! I forgot about Whoopi Ghost. She definitely became mainstream for a while.
So she was like
Whoopi.
Definitely, and I think.
But she's still persona. Like.
Yeah, but still, like for black women. For me, my lifetime, she was like the first to be like a black woman actress who's like, oh, it's Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, like you can name her, you know who she is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she was great in that, when she goes to the bank to give the check back, and she's like, oh, just let it warm my hands a little bit. It's a lot of money.
I liked her in a comedy from The Rat Race.
Yeah,
I liked her in that.
Oh, Sister Act!
Of course. I was waiting for you to mention it.
Sister Act! Yeah, man! Oh, man, that was good.
So, yeah, Whoopi, of course. So, yeah, internet. Remember Whoopi. Who else? You mentioned Queen Latifah.
Yeah. I mean, she started as a singer, obviously. Rapper, yeah. Music industry, yeah.
But then, like,
even Beyonce acts. Yeah. I mean, she had a movie that I've seen again, a TV movie where she plays a singer.
Oh, do you know something about Dreamgirls? Are you?
No, before Dreamgirls.
Oh, before.
It was a very low key, came and went kind of movie. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think she translated okay on screen, unlike. Britney or Mariah Carey, she translated a lot.
Watch Precious, Mariah Carey and Precious.
Okay, maybe so I haven't watched it. So,
but I don't know. For me, Beyonce's too big a star. It's really difficult if you're really, really big to then be like, okay, I'm gonna do film now.
Yeah,
because it's like, well, you're gonna bring in the numbers anyway because. You're already.
That's why they put him in the fucking movie in the first place. You have Beyonce on the fucking poster,
and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, she voiced in The Lion King.
Yeah. She also did another animation before that. I forgot what it's called. It's really gonna annoy me as well. She did one before.
Okay.
There was one before. I've forgotten what it was called. It's
I think,
about these little people, creatures in the
Not
forest.
minions.
Not minions. Not
In
minions.
the forest. Some Disney shit.
Some Disney or
Or
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks,
One and the two. But yeah, I'm trying to think any more actresses that we can talk about.
But you know, we can just talk, and then if a name pops in, yeah, we can. I mean, actors. I mean, of course, there's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, we didn't mention
the
him.
motherfucker.
Before we mentioned Samuel L. Jackson, because he's another one. Like, obviously, he's Disney's.
He's everywhere,
He's everywhere,
man. He's every fucking where.
Let's talk about Morpheus. Let's talk about Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne, first movie, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
He lied about his age. He was underaged. In that one, it was a Francis Ford Coppola movie. I think he was 15 or 16, but looked a lot bigger. So he said, "Oh yeah, I'm 18 and shit, and I have experience and shit." He had zero fucking experience. He went there, and yeah, he did really well, really well.
When he played the dad in Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. Fuck, I forgot about that movie.
That was for me, seeing that role of like a dad, and I think it was a single dad as well.
Yeah.
And like having that father figure who's like there, he's like, yo, I provide whatever, it's your job to do what you need to do. Like having that kind of strong male father figure role in a movie was really cool, like in a black movie was really cool for me, and he did it very well. And yeah, from that point I was like, yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. Yes, Boys in the Hood was a big film anyway, but I think he played the best part in that film, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he had a gravitas.
Yeah.
Everybody else was just kids in the hood, so he had that strong, authoritative father figure presence that he brought. That he brought the same thing into the Matrix. That Morpheus, and he became a huge fucking star. It's interesting that he became a star, and then he kind of got lost.
But once you play like a big role like that, I don't know.
I mean, he could have
done some more.
Yeah. Same with Cuba Gooding Jr. For fuck's sake, Cuba, show me the money.
So was it Maguire? Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Maguire, he was fucking great in that one.
Is it A Few Good Men?
Man of Honor.
Man of Honor.
He got the submarine when he's a diver, right?
Yeah. So that was a really good fucking movie. Like literally, I remember.
He take 10 paces.
Yeah.
In his suit, and he's like. Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't have a leg. Yeah. But the whole role, Cookie with it's with Robert De Niro. And that's a great fucking movie. Really good actor. At some point, he's out there getting the Oscar and all that shit. And now, what the fuck? What's Cuba doing?
I had got into some issues.
I mean, but work-wise, he was there in the 90s, late 90s, and then. There is some controversy. I can't remember the story now, but there is some controversy around Cuba Gooding Jr. But like again, But everybody has a bit of. I mean, most actors.
They have
some kind of stuff going on. There's stuff about Denzel that Denzel doesn't really make out with white women in his movies. There's all kinds of fucking stories. Like maybe there is truth to them, maybe not. But Denzel is still Denzel, and Cuba just kind of.
Yeah, he just faded away. Like I remember he was in a lot of films. He was in Rat Race as well, by the way.
Okay.
He was in that film. He used to do everything.
Wasn't he also in Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He was in Boys in the Hood. He was Trey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
He was Trey. But yeah, like Cuba Gooding Jr. was again. If it had Cuba Gooding Jr. in the movie, I was like, yo, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, fuck, I would gonna watch it. Yeah, he stole the show. He stole the show in the scenes with fucking Tom Cruise, man. He was that good.
His brother, I've forgotten his brother's name, was in a film with Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese. Yeah.
Called Baby Boy, and that's an interesting film. It's also got Snoop in it.
Snoop Doggy Dogg?
Yeah, it's got Snoop in it. And he plays like the guy, like the the sidekick to Tyrese.
I've
forgotten his brother's first name.
Yeah, but I'll check it out.
But he's a sidekick, but he's also the guy that kind of helps Tyrese when he's at his lowest.
Emotional support. And...
Not just emotional, but also like Tyrese gets jumped.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, "What? You got jumped? Come on, we're gonna load up." And then they go and find the kid. There's these kids as well that jump Tyrese, it's like that scene is very
bonkers,
good. Yeah, Baby Boy, check that out. That's good. But yeah, could be good in Junior. Another favorite for me. I'm trying to get back on. So Netflix has a lot of. They've got a niche. They know what the niches are now.
Yeah,
they've got the
categories.
They've got like the Bollywood movies.
Yeah.
They've got then the Nollywood movies, which is Nigerian, and then they've got like the black film, which is American black film typically. And the problem is nowadays it's like it's not great cinema.
Yeah, some of them are shitty.
It's just like. It's kind of like
But they're black and then
they're just pumping out with like content. And it's really annoying because I feel like when you kind of like commercialize stuff, then people forget about the art and the artwork and what it's kind of like everything, you know.
I mean, if you look at Black Panther, right, which was this huge mammoth, and people now associate Black Panther as Marvel, right? But Black Panthers existed in history, right? It was a movement in America. It was a huge thing, and now it's become like this, Disney character. They just took the name away, put a mask on it, a cape, and then that's it.
There was a film about. Well, there's lots of films about Black Panthers. To be fair, there's one specifically based on like Huey Newton, which is also good. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, that's annoying. Doesn't Denzel play Malcolm X?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He lost the Oscar to Al Pacino that year for Scent of a Woman. They were very close. Very good performances.
X. I remember watching. It was just called X, wasn't it? That film.
X. No, Malcolm. I think.
Oh, Malcolm. One of the
Malcolm.
two.
I think it was just Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good movie.
That was
very
good as well.
Very. I like that they didn't make a huge hero out of. He was very flawed. They show his early days where he was like this gang, drug dealing kind of guy, and then he finds the purpose. So I like the richness of that. It's not just look at this, it's Malcolm.
Yeah,
here you go.
That was a good film. Recent stuff. Oh, recent. I like got a man crush. A man. Michael B. Jordan. Not on you. Sorry.
Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
I think
Mr. Creed.
Yes, Creed, obviously, but also he did a film where he plays a lawyer. What's it called? He tries to get people off life sentences.
I haven't seen that one.
Google.
I haven't seen that one. Shit. Yeah. Okay.
So Just Mercy.
Just Mercy. I've heard the name. It's on my list now that you mentioned. I have to watch it. Yeah.
Just very good. Very good.
And he's good in Creed. I mean, it's a commercial movie,
but he plays a very good role.
Yeah.
I think he shows like he's a boxer, just like Stallone did with like showing the fragility. He's a boxer, but he's not like Mr. Macho. Like he goes through the emotional turmoils as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Michael does a good job in that.
And he did another one, Without Remorse.
Yes, that was a Amazon,
I haven't watched
Amazon
it yet.
Video or Prime Video one.
Yeah,
that was alright. That was. It starts off well, and then I think it gets lost
in the Hollywood.
Yeah, it becomes like it becomes more action film, and it just becomes a bit silly. At the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Okay.
And then as the film develops, it's like, oh, it could have been a lot better, my opinion. But yeah, that's good. And
David Washington is Denzel's son's name.
Washington.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Yeah, Black Klansman.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it got any.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I've seen it.
No, if it got some awards, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, it did well, but not, you know, extraordinarily well.
Yeah.
But it did well.
I really like that film.
Yeah.
It's funny actually because you can see like some traits of Denzel, like in the way he acts. I also find that's the similar sort of thing between Jaden, when Jaden was acting, and like the things that Jaden does when he's acting, and the things that Will does when he's acting as well.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
they
like
come from the same.
Yeah, you can tell like,
same DNA.
it's like, did your dad tell you to do that, or is it just something you just picked up innately?
I think, yeah, it's the second part, because I mean, you spend time, hopefully you spend time together, you see your dad, you know, doing certain things, see your syncrasies, and you pick them up. And then you watch all his movies, because you know, you do. And then you're gonna, of course, you're gonna pick up. I mean, you know, just still the craft, because that's what it is.
Oh, you know, we were talking about actresses. There is Shonda Rhimes. So Shonda Rhimes, she is...
Oh, wait, don't tell me, is it Grey's Anatomy?
No, Shonda Rhimes is... If I send you a picture, she did... she produces Bridgerton.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know. She's a producer.
Yeah. But she also did some acting. There's a Western film with Idris Elba in it. I'll just show you her face and you'll know who I mean.
Yeah, but I think Shonda Rhimes, I think she's the creator of Grey's Anatomy, which is a...
Oh, really?
I think so. I might be mistaken, but the name sounds so familiar. I think she's actually the producer and the creator of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So she's not the doctor there, but I knew she was involved.
So she's done Grey's Anatomy, Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte, Scandal, Inventing Anna.
Which is very
I've seen it.
Yeah, she's very good. And then there's...
What do you think of, speaking of black actresses, Whitney Houston? She was also an actress.
Apart from The Bodyguard, I can't remember another film that
The
she
Bodyguard was huge, but there was The Preacher's Daughter.
Ah, yes, that was actually good. Wasn't Denzel in that one?
Yeah.
Yes, that was good.
Preacher's Daughter. There was another ghetto movie with Tupac, I think, that she did.
Okay.
So she was also an actress, and I mean, to be honest, in The Bodyguard, again, I had a crush. I had a fucking crush. I was like, look at that gorgeous fucking angel, like just singing and you know, just
No, it's
That's a shame.
Yeah, for me, Whitney's again like Beyonce. Like she was already a name before the acting, in my opinion. I don't know when the Preacher's Wife was probably about the time when she was in her prime anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was early 90s. I think that's 94 or 95. It was just after, I think, The Bodyguard, which was so fucking huge.
Yeah. I don't even rate that movie, to be fair. I don't think it's that great.
I really like it, maybe because it was one of these movies that came to post-communist Romania and had like huge posters and an American movie, and but yeah, I think it has its place in the popcorn part of cinema. And they wanted to redo it so many times. At some point, I think Beyonce was supposed to play the role, and then it just fell apart. But yeah, I don't think that's the movie you want to touch. It was just beautiful in a way. Again, it wasn't extraordinary, but I can rewatch it and still feel good about the movie. It didn't age badly like other movies sometimes do. Even I don't know.
I think there's the nostalgia for you, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Most likely it has that, yeah. And I'm a big fan of Whitney's music, so yeah, even now when I'm in that car driving,
musically you can't deny greatness, can you?
Oh man,
but
such a fucking shame.
Who else? So you mentioned
we didn't cover Samuel L. Jackson, basically.
Yeah, we haven't done Morgan Freeman either.
Morgan Freeman. I mean, with Samuel L. Jackson, he bloomed late. I know that he had a lot of, he was a crack addict at some point, and then he got clean, and then he started to become like, big. And he's got some really good roles. And I'm not talking about the commercial ones. He has an HBO movie. It's just him and Tommy Lee Jones.
That is a great
Sunset
film.
Limited. fucking amazing piece of work.
And they're just sitting and talking to each other.
Yeah, like us, yeah, just sitting there and talking about this. Fuck, man, about God, existence, family.
So yeah, that's it. Samuel's like, God exists, and Tommy Lee Jones is like, no, he doesn't.
Yeah. But the whole movie is based on that. It's just fucking awesome.
Very good.
He has another one, Black Snake Moan, where there's this
girl who's addicted.
Christina Ricci who just wants to fuck all the time. So she literally has these compulsions and just like tying her with a big chain.
And around the radiator. I remember that. And he plays like this old grandpa.
I mean, he still has some weird movies like Snakes on a Plane. Fuck.
Shit. No, you know.
Shaft.
Shaft was fun.
That was supposed to be.
Movie.
I mean,
I think that's the same with Snakes on a Plane. It's a fun movie, right?
Yeah. But Shaft had a bit more depth, I think. Than
what's the word? Have you seen Deep Blue Sea? I was so surprised.
When he dies.
Spoilers, but
that's fine. Everybody's seen Deep Blue Sea. It's my guilty pleasure.
It's the one where it's like just giving it. It's like we're not gonna and then it's
anymore. Yeah, because you don't expect. He was always this. But then they had, two black guys in the movie. They had to kill one, so poor Jay, the cook, he was trying to take the pan, he slapped the fucking bird.
I love that.
Fat ass. Hey, birdie. Hey, come here. Oh man, that was a
Little Cool J in that film is good. Yeah. It's good. And again, Samuel, I don't think I've seen him play a bad part.
Yeah. He
might have been in some like
shitty movies,
but like he does his bit.
I mean, he has these weird movies with the Hitman's Bodyguard, and he just focuses on his motherfucker personality. This motherfucker. Yeah. I mean, he owns the word. Nobody can pronounce motherfucker. I tried in the mirror, doesn't work. But yeah, he's good.
So there's another one called 51st State, which is a British film.
Saw it. Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, so bollocks is good, but bollocks is bad, but Doug's bollocks is good. I get it now.
That's a good one. Did you see The Negotiator?
I thought that was a Denzel film.
No, The Negotiator is Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey.
That's it. Yes. Yeah. So, what can you say? Like, I don't think he's done a movie where you're like, he should have won something for it. Like, do you think you feel like, he does such a good role, he should have won something for this role, for this film?
Pulp Fiction, man.
Yeah.
In Pulp Fiction, he's fucking amazing.
He is.
Yeah, he steers the show, like with the vengeance thing, yeah. Bitch, say what one more time? Say what one more time, motherfucker! I dare you, I double dare you.
That's iconic. Yeah, no, you're right. It's like he made that film.
Yeah, I mean that's the movie that I think that made his career. He was still an actor before that, and he had bits and pieces here and there. But
he was in Coming to America.
Yeah, but Pulp Fiction was the one that properly put him.
100%. I'm just saying
that's where you are.
And there's bit pieces where he's robbing the McDowell's.
Yeah.
In Coming to America.
McDowell's.
McDonald's has the arches. We have the arcs. It's like, okay, cool. I'm sure McDonald's would have sued your ass.
Most likely. They probably wanted to use, but they didn't agree or something like that.
So yeah, no, 100%.
So what about Morgan Freeman, man?
The funny thing about Morgan Freeman is, he's brilliant. But I feel like, remember I was telling you about like diversity in acting? I always see Morgan Freeman as like the monologuist.
That's a good way of putting it, the monologuist. He has to have a monologue. Yeah.
And it's just like, and he's played like different sorts of roles.
But it's the same, like Samuel L. Jackson always has a monologue. So it's
but he's more, I feel like Samuel L. Jackson is more dynamic.
He shouts
like
a lot
he's
more.
just maybe. Yeah. But I feel like Morgan Freeman plays the ethereal kind of grandpa.
But he was a grandpa since forever. I don't remember him being young ever. I'm sure he was. I'm not saying that.
He played. Oh, actually, in Robin Hood, King of Thieves.
Yes. That's a weird fucking movie.
He's in Not Men in Tights, King of Thieves.
Yeah. The one with Kevin Costner and Alan Rickman.
Dave Chappelle's in Men in Tights, actually. That's why. And he's the Arab with the...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Arab.
And, or maybe he's a Moor. Anyway, point is, that's the only time I've seen Morgan Freeman, you know, be...
Silly.
Somewhat dynamic, like it's a different type of role, and also in Red, where they're retired agents as well. But
that movie kind of, oh man, it was just too much weird stuff. It didn't work for me, you know.
But you know, and even then, he comes across as, even though he's the warrior, more warrior, Arab warrior, he's again very knowledgeable, and he's saying, you know, he's giving all this advice to Robin Hood, and he's always that knowledgeable grandpa. Even though he's killing people with his sword, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, but I think it's probably also an age thing, because I think he was in his late 50s probably there anyway, so he wasn't young. As I said, I don't remember a young Morgan Freeman. For as long as I can remember him in movies, he's always been oldish, and weirdly enough, he kind of still looks the same. It's like
he's a vampire.
Yeah, he stopped aging at 65 and he just looks the same. But he's got a lot of good fucking roles. I mean, there's a role, the movie The Bucket List.
That's
with Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, that's a very
that's a good movie. Again, just dying old man.
There's some really nice records.
It's a really nice record.
I like him in. What do I like him in? I like him in The Illusionist, funnily enough. No, what is it?
No, Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah, he's good in that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's it, not The Illusionist. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I'm trying to stop myself saying Shawshank, because obvious.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. Like, it's fucking up there. Yeah.
I like when he plays. I like when he plays God in Bruce Almighty.
But I think that's the part of his career where he just became also the voice.
Yeah, like the one.
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, half of the documentaries, the nature documentaries on Animal Planet, they have his voice. The dolphins came. He's got a rich voice.
Like if you want to go on Audible and he's narrating an Audible book, you're gonna be like, Morgan Freeman, cool.
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I for me, I don't think, maybe just right because he came in the game late and he's always been the older guy.
Yeah,
he hasn't really played a role where I've been like, oh, that's unexpected from Morgan Freeman.
But he doesn't really go into these over the top kind of movies, you know. Luckily, I don't want to see him. Part of me does want to see him stretch different kind of muscles, but he's like that, you know, granddad. You know, I'm happy that he exists there, and then Samuel L. Jackson is somewhere else.
Samuel L. Jackson's like the cool uncle.
Yeah.
So Morgan Freeman is the granddad.
The granddad, yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's the cool uncle.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne is your dad.
Yeah.
And then like.
They have their
niche roles.
Denzel's Denzel, he's huge. We're not going to talk about that because it's too much
but
of the. And there were a lot of other actors who kind of came and went. There was Chris Tucker that came, and you know, Jackie Chan.
Chris obviously. Chris was again comedian first.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock comedian. But Chris Tucker. Have you ever seen Friday?
Yeah.
So that's where I don't know whether it was his acting debut or not, but that's the first film that I remember Chris Tucker in. Smokey. And
Marlon Wayans was there in the early 90s with Bruce Willis in the Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, but all the Wayans brothers, like they're huge, like white chicks and I know it's
a bonkers movie. I don't even know. It's a category of its own.
But it's so good. Like you can't not watch White Chicks and just be like, okay, it's a silly movie. It's fucking stupid as fuck. But you can't not
the bone structure work.
It's just stupid. But Wayne's brothers. We can't mention Black Cinema about the Wayne's brothers. So Marlon, Damien.
Oh god, like all of them.
Yeah,
stuff. Bulletproof Monk.
Yeah.
Oh no,
just Bulletproof.
Just Bulletproof. What else? He was in the scary movies at some point.
Well, both the Marlon was in scary movies.
Scary movie. Yeah. Anyway, there's quite a lot of actors, and we didn't even cover as many British actors. Idris Elba. We didn't really talk about his career as much, and Chadwick passed again. Yeah, and he was really good. I've seen a couple of movies that were not Black Panther related.
Yeah, just there was 21 Bridges.
Fucking great movie.
You liked that?
Yes, I liked it because it was a proper old school action thriller. He didn't have the special effects. And then there's another movie where he plays this African cop who comes to find his sister in the States, but acts like he's not a cop and just whoops ass in an old school kind of way. Very low key movie again. So he's done quite a few things.
Was Morgan Freeman in Seven with Brad Pitt?
Yes, he was. But again, he was the knowledgeable detective. Yeah.
I liked him in Seven, obviously.
Yeah, Seven was good. I mean, again, there's no bad Morgan Freeman.
Let's talk about Idris Elba a bit then.
Okay, Idris.
So
he started in the TV series in the States, The Wire, which he was really good at, and again, he's doing the Baltimore accent.
Oh yeah, like
fuck it up.
So good.
Fuck it up, Baltimore accent. But I know the backstory is that he was actually quite broke when he got to the States, and then he pretty much lived in a barber shop. So he picked up the slang, and he was really good at that. And then he slowly transitioned to more mainstream stuff with the Marvel things. He was, I don't know what character he was in.
Thor. Oh yes, with Thor. Yes,
yeah, he's
of course.
the gatekeeper.
Yeah, the gatekeeper,
whatever.
But he was in. He's done some. So Beast of No Nation. I don't know.
Yes, the document. No, it's a document.
But it's based on like the Civil War.
Yeah.
In I think it's either Liberia or Sierra Leone, one of the two. I think it's Liberia, but anyway, that's a brilliant film. It literally makes you think, oh my gosh, like war is no joke. And it's from a child's perspective, and they did really well there. What else has he done? I think
there was a movie with a drama with Kate Winslet between mountains or something. They crashed somewhere, and that was a really low key movie. There was no special effects and very little. It was a really good survivor kind of movie. I really liked that one.
You like that one? There's a recent one where he's a genie.
Oh yeah, I think I know which one you mean. It's with a British actress, Emma Thompson.
Hold on.
Yeah, a genie.
I was going to watch it on a plane. I haven't seen it, to be fair. I was hoping that you had.
I've heard of it, but I haven't yet.
I was going to watch it on a plane. I didn't get a chance to. We can't say Idris without Luther.
Yeah. I've seen the movie. I started the series. I didn't go all the way with the series, and then the movie came out, and I watched the movie, and I liked how it started, but then it went all Bond-esque.
Went out.
It was like a Bond villain in the end. The camera, giving the monologue that they always do, and then it went.
You're very right. It went Bond-esque.
Yeah, it went. It went so far away from that
the
London detective thing, which was really good. And he did animation, Zootopia. He was some animal there, the police captain.
Yes, he was the ox, I think.
Yes,
he was the ox in that.
So that was good.
Opening Gmail.
Oh, hello. There you go. See what happens?
That's my phone. I think there's more to him. I think more to come from him.
I mean, it's interesting work. He has some I mean, again, I don't know if he chooses the movies necessarily, but he's done some really weird stuff as well, like the one with the lion.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, that was an evil fucking lion, but I think they kind of overdid the whole lion thing, like this super, I was to say superhuman, they're not human because they're lions, but this lion that doesn't burn, doesn't die. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, just shoot the fucking cat. You know?
No, but I feel like he hasn't. There's not one film yet where I could say I loved him in this film.
Yes, I think he's isn't peak yet.
Yeah. So as you said, you know, The Wire, that obviously made him a Stringer Bell, and you've got to love Idris in The Wire. You got to love Idris in Luther, TV, but film, cinema, big screen. I can't really say I loved him in this.
Yeah. He has something new coming out. I think it's gonna be an Apple on a plane. He's some.
Yes.
I don't know exactly.
The hijack.
Yeah. So that looks interesting. But yeah, I mean, there's other actors which we don't have time because we're kind of getting to the end of this podcast. Don Cheadle, who's really good.
Hotel Rwanda.
Yes, that was an amazing fucking movie.
Oh my gosh.
There's quite a few others. What's the name of the dude from the first Iron Man? Terrence.
Oh yes.
I
know who you mean. So again, film wise, he's been in a lot of things, but I couldn't say like, he's done a very good role. There was, I think, was it Hustle and Flow?
Hustle and Flow, yeah. And then there's Wing Rames again. There's a lot of actors who still work.
So the black guy in Hurt Locker. What's his name?
Oh, he's from
the in Marvel as well.
Anthony Mackenzie.
Okay.
Anthony Mackenzie. He's good. So I think there's a new wave of actors. But yeah, I mean, also like Denzel's career raised the bar so fucking high that it's so hard for someone to even follow. And then, you know, Will Smith, I mean, he was at some point, blockbuster wise, he outranked everybody. So he had 8 movies in a row that opened #1. Like his career blew up, and then, you know, with the music as well, that, you know, he always got a single out for every single movie. So
let's talk about some of his rubbish movies like Wild West.
Yeah, but how cool was the fucking soundtrack? You know, with Drew Hill, you know. And then
the soundtrack was better than the film.
Yeah, the movie was quite crap. So the bar is so high for all these other actors to come in, and keep in mind, Denzel still works. Will Smith still works. All these actors still, you know, and they're still in. I mean, Denzel's not as much in shape because he's older, but you know, they still want to be relevant. And you know, King Richard, fucking hell, like that was such a shame with the whole, you know, Oscars thing, because I didn't see Will Smith in that role.
Yeah, you saw him just playing that.
Yeah, it was
controversial. I haven't actually seen it yet.
Okay, watch it.
I haven't seen it yet. For me, the reason why I haven't seen it yet is because it's obviously based on the Williams sisters' dad, Richard Williams, and I'm like, I'm not really interested in that dude.
I was the same, and I get it, but because of the hype and the negative stuff that happened, and I really want to watch this movie now. I really want to watch this movie, and it was really good. It was really good. And then he did Emancipation right after that, but it was after the Oscar thingy, and it completely.
I didn't hear about it, so that's how bad it was.
It's about slavery, and you know, it's a really emotional movie. I haven't watched it yet either, but it was completely under the rug because it was just nobody wants to touch him there. Well, it's a shame, but I think he's gonna be.
So
back.
If I had to ask you. I'll ask you favorite Denzel film.
So fucking hard.
Oh, I'm gonna. Should I say
More Better Blues?
More Better
Blues. Yeah.
The Hurricane.
The Hurricane. Yeah, I love the movie.
I
love that movie. The Hurricane is really good. It's there. It's probably in the top 5 Denzels for me. It's really good. That's strong fucking movie.
Hurricane.
Yeah, I remember every single, yeah.
Favorite Will Smith movie.
Favorite Will Smith movie? Dramatically Ali. Commercially Bad Boys.
Okay.
It's the banter, the charisma he oozes as Mike Lowry.
Mike Lowry.
Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. So yeah.
I'm gonna go £7.
Yeah, £7. Awesome.
I'm gonna go £7. I think
that's
that
another
again,
rated movie.
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness
Number
is good.
1, and it's a fucking drama about a homeless black dude who becomes a banker. How do you sell that movie? And it opened number 1, man.
Yeah.
It's a drama.
But it's, well, he had the son as well.
Yeah.
Again, playing Jaden as well.
And it was directed by an Italian director that nobody heard of.
But the reason why I wouldn't put Pursuit of Happiness above £7 is because of the fact that it was Will Smith and his son. And so people would go and watch it
Because of that. Yeah.
It's a very good movie. Very good movie. And Will Smith does an amazing job in it. But for me, £7 is like this movie that came out. Nobody it wasn't really commercial. I don't know where it did in the box office, but you watch that film and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a really good movie. And even now, I remember the scene where he walks out and the news plays in the background, and birds flying high. I remember him walking away, and I was like, fuck, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Oh no, shit, fuck, no. And the search for redemption. Yeah, it's a beautiful movie.
Yeah. £7 for me.
And what's the Rosario Dawson? Is it black actress?
Yeah.
She's fucking good.
Oh, Rosario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was an absolute pleasure discussing, black cinema with you. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, and I'll see you at basketball, dude.
Yeah. Take care.
Take care.